next off is he just got done with his helicopter weather report. We're so excited to have him on the Check Out These Nuts show. Please check out Saxon Hampton. Woo!
How's it going, guys? That's awesome. Thanks so much for doing this. This is such a cool idea. Wow. This is the first time I've been on the Metaverse or anything like this. This is sweet. Like, I stream sometimes, but this is awesome. Um, I love Martin's story from the wedding. That was hilarious. I didn't think I would have anything to play off one of my little stories here, but I also have a story with a wedding. Um, my my cousin, he he was getting married up in this place in Ontario called Georgetown, and we all went and we all got way too drunk. And there's actually this little factory, like a couple of blocks around it, and I think it was me and two other girls ran down and broke into the factory, and it was a Hershey's chocolate factory. And we didn't end up like going in and taking anything that was like super big or anything like that. I think we took a Hershey sign. That was just about it, because way too drunk. But I thought I'd share that because it was kind of unique. um so I actually recently just started doing comedy. It's I fell in love with it from the get-go. It gave me an opportunity to get rid of all my anxieties and just talk to people and just say what's on my heart, and if they laugh, they laugh, right? It's a nice feeling. And the first couple of times I've been on stage, I just kind of froze up. And yesterday, I bombed really hard because I psyched myself out. And I went and talked to somebody who I didn't know. It was a fellow comedian who was just there at the open mic. Jethro's, shout out. Um, and his name was Quinn. And he's talking to me. He's like, "Man, I noticed you were a little bit nervous up there. You look like people were judging you a bit." And I said, "Yeah, man. Like, I this is something that I've focused on my entire life. I've always been paranoid. Goes back to my childhood and stuff like that. Like, I don't know how to get it out of my head." And he's like, "Well, I want you to remember that when you come here and you're hanging out with comedians and you're a comedian, that you're part of a tribe, that this is a different kind of family, and everybody who's hanging out in the back who is a comedian, if you get attacked or anything on stage, worst thing that's going to happen is we're going to run up and protect you no matter what." And I thought that was such a cool thing to have. So now I just don't give any fucks. I have no fucks to give anymore. I'm a Buddhist, and I've been respectably conservative about Buddhism I've just been happy my entire life. And I think people were like, "Oh, this guy's a psychopath because he's happy too much." And it's been such a cool relieving just 24 hours so far. Like, just to have no fucks in the last 24 hours has just been such good breath progress. I feel like I'm learning how to be a new human being just through comedy. And I didn't think that was going to happen at all. I thought I would need years of therapy, going to a psychiatrist and talking about mom issues. But no, it turns out I just needed to make fun of other people and my friends. You know what I'm saying? It was a really, really cool revelation. I want to make a public service announcement also. We got to talk about NAMBLA. I don't know if you guys know what NAMBLA is. That is the North American Man Boy Love Association. And that's been updated within the last year. So we got to talk to somebody about that, because that's a real thing. It's an active website for virtuous pedophiles. So I thought the Metaverse was a kind of good place to do that piece of PSA. It was like a month and a half ago. I have epilepsy really hard, right? And my house over COVID just kind of packed up with garbage. My mom brought some stuff over when she moved. Here's all your old shit that you didn't take. And it just, very small apartment, way too much stuff. And I didn't have enough time or a place to move, right? It kind of looked like the Hoarders shows that you see on like TLC and stuff like that. And I couldn't, like, I had to start shimmying it around to move. But a couple of times I fell and just smacked my head. And I got a black eye here. And just by falling, this wasn't like, I didn't smack myself or anything. And I wish I was lying. But I went to go to the washroom, and I turned right, and I guess I must have had another tremor or something like that. But I fell again, face first, and landed right on my other eye on the corner of the bathtub. So now I've got 2 consecutive, within an hour, black eyes, and nobody's in the room. So I didn't know how to write that one down. I figured I would just have to write down like 2 black eyes and then just kind of tell that story. Right now I'm between jobs, struggling comedian. Ontario has this opportunity for kind of like a social service where it's like, oh, each month we'll give you like $1,100, depending on your situation, just from the government. And it's just like enough to live, right? It's like 12 grand a year, which is perfect, right? You make hot dogs last 8 days kind of thing, right? And I would liken it to living like one of those less than $1 kids from Africa from like 1994 commercials, where it would say, oh, we'll donate 25 cents so these people can have a coffee or something like that because they're living on $1 a day. That's me. That's effectively me. And yeah, that's all I really wanted to pull out of my pocket, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Saxon. Thank you very, very much. Wow. Thank you. That's good transition.